Today we're going to make Fix-It Felix using the rainbow loom and the new rainbow loom hook. This is done on a single loom. Most of it is double banding. I will tell you when we need to switch. For today's project, you're going to need skin tone bands. These are from AC Moore. You're going to need blue from Rainbow Loom. You're also going to need light blue from Rainbow Loom. We're going to be using caramel bands. We're going to be using gold bands for his hammer and for the logo on his hat. We'll be using two mini pony beads. Phew, I lost it there for a sec. One black band for his mouth, two for his shirt, and you'll need one clip, whether it be a C clip or a Q clip or an S clip. That choice is yours. Okay, here we go. Let's start. We're going to be beginning with his hammer. We're going to start by double looping gold bands. That's putting two bands on the pins at the same time. We'll go down about 5 times, I believe, using gold bands. Okay, and we'll take a single gold band, wrap it around 4 times. And these gold bands are tight. Maybe we'll just do it 3. Okay. For this part of his hammer, we're going to take a hook and we're going to do it off of the loom. So we're going to take the band, single gold band, wrap it around your hook 4 times. Take a single band, double loop it. Pull your 3 or your 4-time loop onto it. We'll do that one more time. Double loop it. Pull the ones off of your hook onto the bands and then put them back on, just like this. Once you've got that done, we'll take it and we will put it on this end. Now we'll make the back part. Again, we'll take the hook, wrap a gold band, 1 gold band around 4 times. Take a single gold band, double loop it. Slide your 4 loops on. Put that back onto your hook. We can do that one more time. Take a single gold band, double loop, slide that onto it. Put the other end back on your hook. Now we'll put that on the other side. There we go. Now we'll loom this up. We'll reach in and we'll grab the first 2 bands, pull them up, reach down for the bottom 2 bands, pull them to the left. We'll go back over here, reach underneath the back end of the hammer, grab the bottom 2 bands, pull them to the center, Reach in here, oop, through all the bands. Just grab the 2 bands that are at the bottom, pull it through. Now we'll take a single gold band, slide your hook right through and out the side. Oop, not like that. There we go. Oh, these gold bands are pretty slippery. There we go. Pull it through. Put both ends on, pull the top over the back one, pull it tight. This is going to hold it together. Now we're going to remove this from the loom. And there is Felix's hammer. You can take the end and just wrap it around the first part. There you go. Felix's gold hammer. We'll set that aside for later. Now we can start on Felix. We'll begin with the blue for his cap. Again, double looping. Take 2 bands, put them together, put them on the loom at the same time. Once down this side. Once down this side. There you go. Now we'll take 2 gold bands. That's going to make the logo on his cap. Put them in the center. Two more bands. From the second on the left to the center. 2 more from the center to the second pin on the right. There we go. Now we'll use flesh tone. To here. Make sure you push your bands down. Double bands here. Oh, I forgot his hair. We'll use caramel colored bands. 2 on the right and 2 on the left. We don't need too much hair because it just sticks out underneath his cap. Now we'll switch up back to our flesh colored bands. 2 here, 2 on the left. Join up in the center, and 2 down here. Okay, while we're here with the flesh colored bands, we will make his nose and his ears. For his ears, take a single band, flesh colored, wrap it 4 times around your hook. You'll have 4 loops. Take a single colored band, double loop it over itself, slide his ear onto that, reclaim the ends as Kate will say, go ahead and stick his ears right there. First ear, let's do the second, 1, 2, 3, 4. Single band looped on itself, doubled over. Pull your ear band onto that, slide it back on the end. Turn my loom. I'm going to put his ear right here. There we go. Okay, For his nose, you will take one band because Fix-It Felix doesn't have a really big nose. 1, 2, 3, and 4 loops. Single band, skin tone color. Now we're going to take double bands. We're going to slide his nose onto there. Or we're going to try. There we go. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take our hook out. We're going to separate our bands. Reach in one with your hook. Oops, sorry. Slide it through. Make like a slip knot. Do the same on the other side. Slide it through. Make a slip knot. When you do that, make sure that it ends up in the same position, that they're both at one end. Okay? Now we're going to take his nose and we're going to slide it on the same pins as his ear, but we're going to pull his little nose underneath the middle peg. Okay? So it'll sit there nicely. Next, we'll do Felix's eyes. We're taking 2 white mini pony beads, and I am going to take the Crochet Dude hook. It's a 2 millimeter, and I'm going to slide my mini pony beads right on it. I'm going to take a single skin colored band. I'm going to slide his eyes on, and I'm also going to put those on the same pin as his ears and his nose. Okay, that's on the 3rd pin down from the left to the right. I'm going to separate his eyes, and then I'm going to take a single flesh colored band and I'm going to put a holding band across there. Okay, I'll take one more single skin colored band, form another triangle holding band around where his mouth is going to go. We'll do his mouth when he's off the loom. We'll also do the beak of his cap when he's off the loom. Okay, we're going to do his neck. I like to use 3 bands because the neck tends to be a weak spot, and I like to make sure he's pretty strong. So you'll put 3 bands from his chin pin to the next one. Then we're going to do his shirt. For his shirt, we'll be using the light blue bands from Rainbow Loom. Again, double looping from the center pin to the right, from the center pin to the left. Oop. These are slippery bands. There we go. Got them on. Then we'll go down 3 times on either side using double bands. Once, twice, 3 times. Do the same on the left side. Once. Twice. And 3 times. For the center, we're going to use 2 single bands put together as his shirt. We're going to join those right to his neckband. And then we'll use 2 double bands and go down twice. Double bands. Double bands. And when you put your bands on, if they get kind of crazy looking, you can just use a hook to straighten them out. Makes all the difference in the world. Okay. Now we're going to switch to the darker blue for his pants. We're going to double band for the first two bands. Double band in the center, double band on the left, push the bands down. Okay, we'll double band to the bottom. We'll do the same on the left side. Double band, double band, and double band. And we'll go down once more in the center. Straighten up my bands. Okay, we're going to do leg extensions. So for his leg extensions, we're going to include his feet and the bottom part of his pants. So we're going to take caramel colored bands. We'll take 2 caramel colors. Wrap it around your hook 3 times. Then we'll take 3 caramel colored bands and we'll slide those onto it. Put the end back on your hook. We'll do that one more time. 3 caramel colored bands. These are for his boots. Slide it on, then you put the end back on your hook, straighten it out. Then we'll take 2 of the blue color for his pants, slide everything onto it, put the ends back on your hook. Do that one more time. 2 blue bands, slide everything on. Put the ends back on your hook. And then we'll take those and we'll put them on the bottom of his leg. One leg extension. And we'll repeat that for the right side. Two caramel colored bands. Wrap it around 3 times. Then we'll take 3 caramel colored bands, slide those triple bands onto it, put the end back on, 3 more caramel colored bands, slide that on because he's wearing work boots. He's a fix-it Felix means, you know, he's got to work. He needs to make sure he's got his safety equipment. Okay. Then we'll take 2 blue pant leg colored bands and we'll slide everything onto that. Put the end back on our hook, straighten it out a little. Do that one more time. 2 blue bands, the dark blue. Slide it on. Put the end back on your hook, straighten it out. And we'll put that on the right side. There we go. While I'm here, I will put triangle holding bands. For this one, we're going to put it around from here to here to here. That's the 3rd pin from the bottom on the left and the right. Over the 3rd pin from the bottom in the center. We're going to pick that middle band up and pull it up. We use that band so he doesn't have droopy drawers. Okay, and another single holding band here. One more single triangle holding band right there. Okay, now we'll take a light blue single triangle holding band, place it here. One more single light blue triangle holding band, place it there. Now we're going to do Ralph's arms. I prefer to make my arms and legs off of the loom instead of using the loom because the end bands tend to get twisted up, but it works much better if you do it on the hook. So, because Felix is wearing gloves, we're going to take caramel colored band, wrap it 4 times around your hook, take 2 more caramel colored bands, pull that band on, put the end back over your hook. Now we're going to use flesh colored because you can see his arms. Again, we're using 2 bands at a time. Pull his glove onto there. We'll do that 2 more times. Again, using 2 bands, pull it back on. Twice. 3 times. Now we'll take his shirt color blue, because he's got short sleeve work shirt on. 2 bands. Slide everything onto it. Do it 1 more time. 2 bands. Slide everything onto it. We're going to place this on his shoulder pegs right here. Make sure you get all your bands on. And there's 1 arm. Okay, we'll set him aside and we'll make his second arm. Caramel colored band for his glove, wrapped 4 times around your hook. You'll see 4 loops. We'll take 2 more caramel colored bands, slide his hand onto it. That completes his glove. Now we'll use flesh colored bands, slide everything onto that, put the other end onto your hook. Just once, 2 more skin color bands. Oop. Slide it on, and we will do that 1 more time. 2 more skin colored bands, slide it all on, slide it back on your hook. Now we're going to do his shirt color for his short sleeve. 2 light blue bands on the end of your hook, slide everything on. 2 light blue bands on the end of your hook, slide everything on, put the ends back on. Oop, missed one. Straighten it up a little bit. Then those go on the right side. There we go. Now we've got his arms. We'll make his work belt and the beak of his cap after we finish looming him. I'm just going to check to make sure that we've got everything we need on Felix. His cap, his logo, his eyes, his nose, his holding bands, his ears. We've got his arms, we've got his legs. We've got all of his holding bands, light blue triangle holding band, light blue triangle holding band, dark blue triangle holding band, dark blue triangle holding band, dark blue triangle holding band, pulled up over that pin. There we go. I do believe we are ready to begin looming. Move all my stuff out of the way here. Okay, taking my new hook, which I love, by the way. Reach down into his leg extension. Oh, I only got one. And grab both bands. Went back forgot the second. There we go. Do the same on this side. Reach down under the leg extension, grab both bands. Oh, I just got one again. Pull it up. There we go. Now we got both of them. Okay, and we'll continue up. Grab the two bands, pull it up, grab the two up, push back your holding band. There we go. What have I done? Let's fix this. There we go. Now grab one at a time, apparently. There we are. I'll do the other side. Pull the holding band back, grab the bottom two bands, pull them up. Whoa, I don't know what it is with these bands. Maybe it's just me. Okay, let's do this side. In the center, you just grab the bands, pull them up. Same thing here, grab the bands, pull them up. Okay, now we can do on the right side, we can go all the way up to his shoulders. Grab the two bottom bands, push back the holding band, grab the two bottom bands. One more time. And we'll do this, you reach all the way through for the bottom two bands and loom them to the center. And if you have tension, you can just use your hook to go around the pin, and that helps. The reason we're doing these ones first is because we want his white t-shirt to show underneath his work shirt. We'll go back down to here, pull the holding band back, grab the two light blue, holding band back, two light blue, loom ahead. Same thing here. Reach down here. When you're doing the side like this, sometimes it's easier to turn your loom over so you can see which bands you're grabbing. Grab the two bottom ones, pull them to the center. Again, there's tension, so I'm just releasing it. There we go, fix his arms. Now we'll go back to where we left off in the center. Grab the two bottom bands, loom them ahead. Two bottom bands, loom them ahead, and grab the two white bands for his shirt and loom them ahead. Perfect. I'm just going to check to make sure I didn't miss any. Nope, I sure didn't. Okay, now we're going for his neck. Don't forget, there are 3 bands here. Okay, so you're going to reach down in the center, all the way to the bottom, and you're just going to grab those 3 flesh-colored bands, pull them up. And there's lots of tension, so I'm just going to put my hook around the pin to relieve it. Okay, now we're going to grab the top 2 bands, which for me are the right bands. So I'm going to reach in, grab those 2 bands, loom them off to the side. Oh, they are not the side ones. Do you see how they went? I do not have a teardrop there. These are the top bands. You can tell when you've got them in the right place when you have a teardrop. There's my teardrop. Don't worry about his nose. We can pop it out after. Now we'll go for the next 2 top bands. And I do believe these ones are to the right. Yes, they are. Then the bottom 2 bands go to the left. Okay. While I'm here, I'm going to grab his nose bands, pull down. They go up between his eyes. Make sure his eyes are separated. I'm also going to do the next flesh-colored band. Okay. Now we're going to go over to the left side, pull back all your bands. You're just reaching for the bottom 2. Go right over top of his ear band. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it to the side because we have a lot of bands here. We have his eye bands, we have his nose band, we have his ears. What I'm reaching for is the two caramel colored for his hair. They're at the very bottom. So I'm reaching in, grabbing those two, pulling them out. There we go. Do the same on the other side. Reach all the way down for the bottom bands. Watch that you don't grab your triangle holding band or your eye bands. Okay? Then I'm going to grab the top two on this side, which are the blues that go to the center. Just like that. Same on this. Now we'll get these two. There we go. And now his hair bands, the two caramel colored ones, we'll pull them forward. Now we'll go back and grab the two bands that go to the center. Right there. And then the two bands that go up. Good. And now I'll do the two gold bands that are in the center one more time. Pull them up. Now from the right to the center and from the left to the center. Okay, let's see. There, looks to me like we have everything this time. Whew, that was close. Okay, so now you're going to take a blue band, dark blue band. We're going to reach into the center pin at the very top, grab onto that single blue band, pull it up and through. We're going to use this to make our slip knot. Slide both ends onto your hook. You're going to take the first band and pull it over top of the last band. We're going to stretch it. Don't pull too tight because it might break. There's a lot of tension there. Okay, now we're ready to take him off the loom. I always use a crochet hook with a plain end to help remove my stuff from the loom because I don't want the bands to break. Okay, go ahead and take Fix-It Felix off the loom. Oh, got a band stuck. Remove his shoulder. I'm going to grab this band off because I don't want it to stretch. There we go. Now we'll straighten Felix up a little bit. Pull his ears. His eyes look pretty good. His little nose is stuck in the middle, and we'll just pop his nose out. Just like that. There we go. Straighten out his arms. Pull his legs a little bit. It's funny how when you take the figure off, he always looks better after he sits for a little while, once your bands have a chance to stretch and get back where they need to be. Okay, for his feet, I take the bottom part and I just stick my crochet hook through, and I kind of pull the front of his foot forward. Oop, I don't know if you could see that. I tilt it and I stick my crochet hook, the end with nothing on it, through the bands, and I kind of push the bands away from me while I pull his foot forward. So this helps to make his feet actually look like he's wearing boots. There you go. Okay, let's go ahead and make the brim of his cap and his belt. Okay. For the brim of his cap, we're going to use the dark blue bands. And I like to do this on my hook again. I don't like to do it on the loom, although you can if you wish. I take the hook, wrap a band around 3 times, 3 loops, take 2 single blue bands, slide the loops onto the band, put the end back on. There we go. That one was kind of messy. Take 2 more bands, do the same thing, put them on the end of the hook, slide that onto it. I got this idea from Loom's creations. She uses this beak on her police officer, and I believe I saw her use it on something else, but I can't remember what it is. But thank you for that. I'll take the 4th set of bands. There's 2 bands. Pull them together, pull them through, just like that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a single blue band and I'm going to hook that on the end, pull it through, pull it through. I'm going to make a slip knot. This is what I'm going to use to attach it to Fix It Felix. I forgot to grab my C-clip. I'm not a big fan of the C-clips, but it works the best for this one. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take Felix and you're going to put your hook from the back through this opening in his hair. Okay? And I'm on the wrong side, so let's do it on the other side. We'll do this on the left side. From the back, through the opening in his hair, we're going to grab the slip knot band that we used at the end. We're going to pull it all the way through. I'm going to leave that on my hook. Okay? Then I'm going to put the other end of my hook from the back through to the front on the right side. Oop, let me try that one more time. I'll take it off. Here we go. We'll go from the front through those 3, the single band that's folded over 3 times on the beak. I'm going to put that through the opening in his hair, reach around to the back and grab the slip knot that I used on the other end of the beak. I'm going to pull that through his hair. Then I'm going to pull that through the triple loop band. I'm going to take that off my hook and hold it with my fingers. I'm going to reach through his hair again, but this time I'm going on the other side of those 3 holding, or the triple looped band. You see that? I'm not going through it, I'm going on the other side. I'm going to take the end of that holding band or the slip knotted band, slide it through to the back. There we go. So once you've done that, you can take your C-clamp and you're going to hook that through the center of that holding band. Okay, then I'm going to take that and I'm going to pull it over here, and I'm just going to take 2 bands. I'm going to clip it on there so that we have a little bit of tension to hold on to it. Okay, that's what it should look like at the back. This is what it looks like at the front. There's his beak and his logo. If you don't want to keep his charm string out, you can go ahead and just hide that in the back, or seeing as how we have a C-clip there already, you can just reach up, pull it through, there we go, and you can hook that onto the C-clip as well. Or you can try, in my case. There we go. Okay. Now we will do his belt. Okay, because every workman needs to have a utility belt. For his utility belt, we're going to use caramel colored bands. It worked well for his boots and for his gloves, so we're going to use it for his belt as well. We also need 2 silver bands. If you don't have silver, you can use gray. I'm going to take my hook, and I'm going to take a caramel colored band, wrap it 3 times around my hook so I have 3 loops. I'm going to take 2 bands, slide that tripled over band onto there, put the end back on my hook. I will do that one more time. Take 2 bands, slide them on, slide everything that we have on there, put the ends back on. Now I'm going to do the same with the silver bands, 2 silver bands, because that's going to be his buckle on his belt. Okay, slide them onto the end of the hook, slide that through, put the end back on. 2 more caramel colored bands, slide everything onto it, put those back on. We'll do that one more time with the caramel colored bands. Oop. Take 2 bands, put them on, slide everything onto it, put the ends back on, straighten it out. Now, once again, I'm going to take a single band, slide everything onto it, take the end, I'm going to create another slip knot. There you go. Now I'm going to reach into Felix's side, right at the top of his pants. I'm going to grab the slip knot, pull it through. Okay, so it went right through his pants, the very top dark blue. Then I'm going to take my hook and slide it through the tripled over band that we made at the end of his belt. I'm going to put that through the top dark blue on his left hand side, grab onto the slip knot band, pull it through the tripled over band, take my hook out, put my finger in there, flip him over. I'm going to do the same as we did for his cap. Reach through those bands, take the slip knot band over top, pull it through, and I don't want to use another C-clip, so I'm going to just tie a knot. You can use a C-clip if you wish, but I don't like to put too many C-clips on there. So I'm going to do it with an old-fashioned knot. Grab this end. Oh, let's see, how do I do this? Like that. pulled it through. I held that with my finger. Then I went back through there. Oop, can you see? Slip the end of that slip knot through, pull it through. There's one part of the knot. I'm going to do the same thing again. It's the end of the slip knot. I'm going to reach through. Grab onto it. Grab the end of the slip knot if you can see what I'm doing. Pull it through. Hold that with my finger. Go through this end one more time. Oh, gotta get both ends. There we go. Slip the end of that knot through. Separate them. Okay, pull the top part through. There you go. Tied a knot. If you find that difficult, go ahead and use a C-clip, like I said, or an S-clip. I just prefer not to. To me, it's worth a little extra work to do what I just did. And you can straighten up his belt the way you want it. Straighten up his legs. Poor Felix, I twisted him all up. There we go. Okay, now you can take a black Sharpie. You can make his eyes. One pupil. Two pupils. Oh, one's bigger than the other. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and put his mouth on. For his mouth, I'm going to do the same way. I'm just going to take a single black band. I'm going to cut it so that I have a straight band. Going to take my hook and put it through his cheek in the place that I would like for his mouth to be. I'm going to wrap that band around it, pull it through to the other side. Oh, caught a pink one. There we go. So it went right through. I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Reach in where I would like for his mouth to end. I think probably right about here. Okay. Fold that single black rubber band over top of my hook again. Pull it through. There we go. Whoop, wrap it over top of his nose, not a good place for it. Okay, there we go. And again, I'm going to just tie another knot. One side over the other. Tie. One side over the other. And I like to not tie it too tight because then it pulls too tight on the front. Okay, there we go. I'll take my scissors again. I'm going to cut those ends off because I don't want them sticking off too far. There we go. Okay. Flip Ralph over. This is not Ralph, this is Felix. Flip Felix over. Straighten out his legs. There's his little smile. If it's not in the position you like for it to be in, you can go ahead and move it any way that you wish. Okay, now we'll take his golden hammer. And for his hammer, I just reach in through his hand and push it through. got his leg all twisted up. There we go. And there you have it. Fix It Felix from Wreck-It Ralph. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you want to leave a message, you can do that, or a comment. Thank you and have a wonderful day.